Is Corey talking or am I talking? What's going on here?
You said you were going to do the intro, Howard. We're live.
Oh
And
wow, that's so confusing. I like literally put in the chat after Corey does his thing, I would do my thing.
oh, I thought I just glanced at it here. Happy to do your
Oh,
intro. That's all I
all
read.
right. Because Corey's like doing the 3, 2, 1, let's go, and I did it, got quiet, and that was super weird. Hi
I'll hold on.
everybody,
Hold on.
welcome to the
That's
Dead Unicorn. Shut up, Corey. I'm talking now. So now that I've been talking, Corey, do some talking. Come on, you
Oh,
got a whole channel introduced. I got my one show.
hey, thanks for joining us today. We're playing Spelljammer. It's Dungeons and Dragons in space. I'd like to thank our patrons scrolling right on the next me, right that way over there. They help keep the channel going. If you want to help out with the channel, if you like the content that we do, please just visit, see if you like it. If you do, you can give us $1. And hey, you get like all sorts of weird gaming materials. We do a lot of Legend of the Five Rings stuff, and we're also going to have another Dungeons and Dragons stream called Face the Raven that is starting February 22nd, and details will be on our Patreon. And you can just check it out for free. You can see what we're up to. But there's some cooler stuff if you give us $1. Um, I'm gonna introduce everybody today. First off, we're gonna go with Brenna. Brenna has a little surgery done today, so she won't be talking much. She plays Tinker, the fairy, who is also an artificer, and we'll see how it goes. Brenna, you're also like aces for coming on the stream with like band-aids on your face and stuff. That's amazing, wonderful. You're a
Very
trooper.
impressive.
Um, we got Keith playing Del Starwind. I'm just gonna say everybody now since I started. He is a astral elf who is also a druid. He's a druid of the stars. We have Sarah who plays Adora. She is a Harangon fighter, which means that she is a bunny with a sword. A giant bone sword that she wants to shank you with. And then there's me. My name is Corey. Everybody knows me. I'm glad to be here in your life. And I play Beetlejuice, the astral elf ranger, who uses a whip. He's kind of piratey. But so is Adora. Hey, we're going to give it to our game master now, Howard. Go for it, buddy.
Hey, also a part of the party, even though he's not here tonight, is our Gith Yankee paladin, Kihos, who is played by Spike. Spike couldn't make it tonight. We couldn't get a hold of him. Hope he's fine. Spike, hope you're good. We like you. If you are totally fine and just forgot, we are really mad. Otherwise, if anything's wrong, we're really worried. So one of those realities moving forward, multiverse madness, so on. Beyond
Schrodinger's
that, so the crew of the Melina have returned to the Rock of Brawl from Saloon after their successful adventure. And upon arriving, they were able to deduce that there are folks in like hoods, just always creepy, just like wandering around their ship and keeping an eye out on their ship that was sitting in under some major renovations at a port in the Rock of Brawl. And so they managed to deduce that there were at least two people they accosted. One turned out to be this zombified dwarf-looking dude with necrotic energy like all throughout him, and he tried to like pull the soul out of our paladin. So that was an issue. Quickly defeated though, and then on top of that, our ranger chased down the other hooded figure who was, as it turned out, a lithid, which means mind flayer, big old squid-headed gross thing. And after a quick confrontation with him, he plane shifted away, which is really hard to stop. The group got together. They discussed the things they had learned about these people watching their ship. And beyond that, I don't remember them accomplishing much after that. So I'm going to say that we are together, I believe you're all together right now. And I believe we were hoping that Kios could rejoin us at this point before you could move forward, but he didn't. So here you are, ready to move forward. Oh, and one side note, Corey, you had a question about some magic items. I will privately message you during the game what's going on with that. And I think beyond that, I think we're ready to move forward unless anybody thinks I've forgotten something or if you have a question.
If I remember correctly, we were holed up in our crew member Sanos' room near the Happy Beholder, and we were kind of getting drunk and planning our next step.
Exactly that.
Had the what are they, Iron Hammer or whoever, the dwarves that were doing the work on the ship, are they finished with it now?
Yes, it was to be finished this day, so it will be finished by now. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Another thing, there is a package that has arrived and is waiting for someone to sign for it at the dock. It is addressed to Quijos. We unfortunately did not arrive today as a player.
I'll sign for it. I'm the captain.
Cool.
I signed for it. I put, it's like, we need your signature here.
It is from the Queen of Saloon.
I never learned how to read. No.
Then it's from this weird moon-shaped symbol and maybe like a scepter and a crown. I don't know, something that looks super elven and unnecessarily fancy.
We'll just put it in his room and he can open it later.
All right. Yep. And when he opens it, it's nothing but those little slinky snakes that pop out of cans. It's an entire box of those. She has quite the sense of humor.
An explosive device that goes off when he opens the box, blows a hole in the side of the ship.
That'd be pretty funny too. I like that. We're going with Keith's thing. It's that now.
That's okay. We'll hire ourselves a gift to deal with all of our gunpowder stuff and
sir,
know what to do.
It's not GIF, it's GIF.
They don't move fast enough to be there in a GIF.
It's a GIF Yankee.
You see, this is improv storytelling. This is how it works. It's now that he suggested that it was going to be the suit of armor he specifically requested as part of the reward for the adventure, but with improv storytelling, it's now an explosive device, and this is what happens when you don't show up for Game Spike.
Yeah, it just sits in the room and like starts expelling toxic gas that fills up the hold.
Oh, I did that.
But you see,
weekend.
we can steal his room.
Or like, I put it down and walk away and suddenly like a little hole gets gnawed through it and all these like tiny insects start pouring out of it. Those kind of plots.
Fish.
All right. So anyway, back to the real stuff that we're not the real stuff of this game. Let's go ahead and get back to y'all discussing what you were going to do about the Illithid and the zombie peoples and so forth watching your ship.
So, if I recall correctly, we were talking about needing to bring on some crew. You wanted to fly off Captain and see about hunting down a specific pirate ship that had your stuff, I think you had said. Some vampirates or something like that. We also wanted to try and hunt down whoever Eudora's maker was. So there's two potential goals right there.
Right. That's right. We don't actually have a job right now. We just got these squiddy guys hanging out that we want to shake off a tail.
And they're probably after our special cargo.
Yeah, they want a dark gate. A shadow gate.
That doesn't seem like a very good thing to pass along.
That's what I'm going to call it from now on. It's a shadow gate. I love it. What was that? Shadowgate. Was that like a video? Why does that sound familiar?
It sounds cool, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's a Nintendo game, right?
I can't guarantee that it's not. Nintendo had more than a few games.
I mean, honestly, it could even be like an L5R thing, but you'd know that better than I would.
Be one of a million possible modules that used to exist for older editions of D&D. I don't know, man.
Shadowgate
was a
video game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. That's why it sounds so familiar. I probably rented it from like Hollywood Video one night and played the hell out of it.
The good old days of our million years ago childhood.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, yeah, because you're so much younger than me.
No,
Wait,
she's just saying she never had a childhood.
Yeah, they weren't good old days for her. It was...
I'm a baby. I'm like 5 whole years younger than him. So
I never had a mom and dad.
She's old.
But if there's a 5-year age difference, that just makes you older still.
It does. He's got you there.
No matter how old my brothers get, they will never be as old as me.
It's true.
See, I'm lucky. I only have an older brother, so I can mock him forever because he'll always be the old, ugly, hideous blob monster that he is.
I'm the firstborn in my family, so
I have good lighting and like
I also assume he's not watching.
Makeup and a good camera, and it makes it look like as soon as I get off camera, it's Skeletor time.
Dude, I assume that Crystal is like there right before game, like putting your makeup on, like, you know, all the base and the foundation, all that stuff that you gotta do, and just trying to like make something out of you.
Since Corey and I are the same age, I'm gonna be like, shut up, Corey, you're not old yet.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Meanwhile, I'm the one sitting here with a Santa Claus beard, or at least the color of it.
I'm in my 30s.
Well.
Yes. Santa
Claus
beard is hideous. It's gross.
You still have color in yours, my friend.
I'm good now. A little hard to see the keyboard.
Didn't you dye your beard at one point, Howard?
Quiet you. We're going to talk about who's a real redhead.
So,
dang.
Moving forward.
No. All right, I like this conversation more than the game. So we got to figure out what we're gonna do for money and to shake off these squid guys. So we can talk to what's his name, Johnny Stargun,
Lodestar.
Johnny Lodestar.
No, he's got a magnetic personality.
Yeah,
seems like a good plan.
Get another job. Also, maybe find some people who hate the Illithids as much as, you know, we need to find some people that have one of these ships out here who hate Illithids as much as us. And when they come out for us, right? When they come out for us, because I think they're going to follow us out there, we can, like, all jump them at once. The problem is, like, an Illithid could probably kick all of our asses.
Yeah, there's that.
This is one of the reasons I wanted to hire crew so that we could have them operate the weapons.
Can none of us operate a weapon?
Do we have time when we're doing everything else?
Howard, what are all the positions on the ship, and what needs to be manned without us? Like,
okay, so you currently have 2 side weapons. I believe you had 1 ballista, 1 catapult.
Right.
You have
cannon.
You have the ship itself, which needs to be helmed by someone with the Spelljammer, sitting in the throne, that actually like helms the ship. And then all the side stuff, like people with doing the rigging and getting the sails right.
It's a dwarf ship.
When you have multiple people to do all these things, because most of these jobs are 2 and 3 people jobs. because of the auto gnomes who are already a part of your crew. Don't forget them. You have 2 of them. They are able to, and they said they would upgrade your guns, your ballista and your catapult, to both be 1-man jobs each. Normally they are 3-man jobs each.
Can I just interrupt for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not a catapult that we have, it's a cannon. We have one.
Didn't you have a big forward cannon, right?
We've got the great big gigantic cannon up forward, but we also have a smaller cannon on the side, and as our I think it was the side.
You know what? You're right.
And then it was a ballista for the
yeah. You have
side.
1 ballista, 1 small cannon, and then the big forward large cannon.
Right. And it's difficult to automate those because they're still front loading. You still have to pour the powder in, load the cannonball, and then aim it. So we're
essentially what the autonomes were doing in making everything automated was allowing the person sitting in like what would be the equivalent of the gunner chair for the ballista or the cannon was you can set up what you need for the next round, and it would make its way to the front so that you would be able to fire, then only spend 1 round loading and then 1 next round fire, which normally it is like, I think, a 3-round difference.
I can see that would make sense.
And honestly, they were doing that, and I put that in the game so that you wouldn't have to hire too many additional NPCs and have an entire like crew of people for your ship. You could keep it not necessarily, well, I'm going to say a skeleton crew. You're not enough for the whole crew with just the PCs, but a small number of NPCs. Like I say, you already have the 2 auto gnomes, who I believe are still tethered together. That hasn't changed.
So we've got 1.5 auto gnomes.
Exactly. And you also have now Sano, and then I think that's everybody, right? All the rest is you guys.
All right.
Yeah.
So we contact Lodestar, and we tell him we need crew, and he is person who gets in contact with other people who need jobs. That's his thing, right? He's a middleman kind of guy.
That makes total sense, and I support it. I don't mean to interrupt your RP. I just want to go ahead and throw out there for all of you that have been sailing for a while in spelljamming ships. Whenever there's a combat, like 2 ships engage, if anyone tries to board the other, whether it be you boarding them or them boarding you, generally you need a group of fighters for that. And if the whole crew becomes that group of fighters, there's no one left to crew the ship. So, and if somebody is boarding you and you have a group of fighters stopping them, no one's steering your ship. So yes, having extra hands is still helpful, even if every like position in the regular flight of the ship is covered. As soon as something goes wrong, extra people for dealing with that is super helpful.
Okay. So how much of a budget do we have?
So we've got, let me see here. Looking back over it, we've got about, I'm going to say 500 gold right now. We probably have a bit more, but I'm just going to be conservative on that number at the moment.
That's not a lot.
It's not a lot, but I mean, how much per day do the crew cost per individual?
That's a good question.
Right. I don't think that we're spending like 10 gold pieces per person per day or anything like that. That's insane wages. We're probably paying like 2 or 3 gold pieces a month for crew members, maybe, and that would be like a trained crew.
Hey, I just came up with something insane. You want to hear my insane plan? So if the Illithids are after our Shadowgate, right? We can trick them. We can get them to where the Shadowgate is, and then activate the shadow gate, and then throw them in the big drink with the monster, and then shut it down, and then we'll be rid of the lithids. They'll be in the Shadowfell forever.
We might be able to throw 1 or 2 individuals in, but we can't do anything about their ship.
Well, hey, did anybody ever think of like walking up and knocking on their ship and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm sure that's a terrible idea. That sounds like the worst one.
You know what? I like it. We should send somebody with a tray of baked goods.
Yeah. We've got fudge.
I'm looking forward to running this scene.
They need to be dressed like a little old 50s housewife with the full apron, a big tray of like maybe brain-shaped cupcakes.
Y'all know who Chris Kattan is? He
Yes.
used to be on Saturday Night Live. He did some movie where he was like doing like weird disguises. He showed up as a Girl Scout to the door of the mafia. It was like, "You guys want some cookies?"
Yeah.
And it's
They
obviously
would dress one of the guys up in that outfit.
and it's obviously just Chris Kattan, and he's like
this
35.
is absolutely something that it should be Kehoe's doing.
Oh, he would
Yeah,
totally
that's
volunteer for that
definitely
because he's
show
not
up.
here. When you're not here, you become the Girl Scout. And that's how it works.
So, we need people. So we need Johnny Lodestar. So, I guess we go back to the Happy Beholder and see if we can't get in touch with him there, because that's our only point of reference for him.
I'll start baking.
I mean, none of us are good at talking, right?
Well, but more seriously, one of the positions we will need to fill is a cook. For our crew
we'll need
members.
vittles.
We'll need a cook. We'll need to do something about. We'll need at least 1 cook. Probably only 1 will be needed for our crew size. We'll need a few riggers. Everybody, of course, needs to be able to fight. But we will need riggers to improve our maneuverability.
Yes, and we'll need a dock.
And honestly, I would like to have at least 1 other helms person, because I can't exactly sit this thing 24 hours. And
Right.
any time that we don't have somebody sitting on the helm, we're pretty much dead in the sky.
Well, I mean, I'll cast spells too, mate.
Sure.
Okay.
And I'm not saying it can't. I'm not saying that our other helms people can't be us. I'm just saying that we need to be able to cover that off.
Right. Well, the good news
You
is
and Kihos both have spellcasting ability, so that's
right.
a thing.
Spellcasters, like, they cost a pretty penny. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. You find yourself a nice little apprentice wizard, and who's not expecting a lot, you might be able to take advantage of this.
So, we need some riggers. We need we need a cook. We need a dock.
Yep. Well, the dock can double as the ship's carpenter too.
Yeah, we have the auto gnomes. They're our shipwrights, and we have Tink.
True. But with them and Tink. But no, the dock would be like the ship's carpenter would be for hull issues, for damage control for the hull, as opposed to the systems.
Okay. I mean, isn't our hull made of stone? It's a dwarf ship. Howard?
Yes, it is made of stone. Absolutely.
Right.
I didn't want to interrupt your role play. Sorry. Yes, absolutely. It's stone.
So,
Okay. I'm just saying that somebody whose only job is medicine is going to be a passenger up until it's fight time. And I'd like them to be somebody that's a bit more generally useful.
Yeah.
People that have medical skills, absolutely vital. But it can't be their primary job because they won't be there to do it often enough, or there won't be enough need for them to be doing that as their primary thing all the time.
You say that, and then we come down with a case of mummy rot. All of us.
You do realize I have like heal magic as well, right?
Yeah. But,
Okay.
we have an entire crew to think about.
We do, absolutely.
Yes.
And this is why I agree that we need medical professionals.
And then
I'm
the
just
last
saying
thing...
that they shouldn't only be the medical person.
And then the last thing we need on our ship of vital importance is a musician.
I thought you were going to do that.
I can't sing.
Weren't you going to sing?
I can't sing.
What?
No. When have you heard me sing?
What sailor are you that can't belt out a shanty with the best of them? Do we just need to get more rum into you?
I mean, I can sing, but I can't, sing.
Well, they're work songs. We're not trying to put on a concert for the high elven nobility here.
I'm just saying I'd like a good musician. And then we can sing along with him and dance and have fun and yeah.
This is something that we'll find among the secondary skills of the crew we hire.
What if our doctor's also a musician?
Putting a lot of eggs in one basket on that one. I'm sure that there'll be some pretty decent musicians among the various crew that we hire. We're also going to want at least 2 shifts worth of people.
I love it. All right. Well, let's go find good old Johnny Boy.
So y'all are heading out to the Happy Beholder?
Sounds good.
Yep.
Are we all going, or are we just sending the captain?
That is all up to you guys.
That was a question to the group.
I like the Happy Beholder. I want to go.
Yeah. Tink fits right in there.
She has somewhat befriended Luigi.
It's true. It's true.
And weird.
I have my helmet now that keeps him from reading my thoughts, except when he looks at me and my helmet turns off. And then he can read my thoughts.
Term beholders and their cheat codes.
I'm gonna stay back at the ship with the auto gnomes and start getting systems ready and get the ship ready to go. I'll let you guys deal with looking for crew and meeting with Johnny and such.
Okay. So the only one staying back currently is sorry, I almost said Keith. Dell, correct?
Dell, that is me.
Yes.
So
Dell's staying back. The rest are going, correct?
Correct.
And if he wants
Awesome.
to, Sano can stay with me. Sano and Quijos can help get the ship ready.
Absolutely. Sano and Kyo stay with Dell. And then when there's a huge explosion, we only lose one current player.
The healer.
Who said that? All right. Okay. So we'll start with the scene with Happy Luigi, if everybody's cool with that. Or the Happy Beholder, who is the inn with Luigi running it.
With Happy Luigi.
It made sense in my head right when I said it, and I was like, no, that doesn't sound right. In my defense, I didn't write this stuff. I'm just running it. All right. So you get back to the Happy Beholder. As usual, it has that kind of cantina feel, Star Wars cantina feel, where it's the mix of multiple alien races as well as races that you do recognize, the elves, dwarves, the occasional human, just for, a little bit of spice there. he acknowledges you as you come in. If anyone's paying close attention, I'll leave it to you to look at your own wisdom scores and decide whether or not you would notice as to whether or not the eye actually focuses on you or if it's just one of the stocks. But you do hear the voice in your head that says, welcome back to Happy Beholder. What can Luigi get for you? And he waits for your responses. And assuming you only order drinks, someone will show up with the drinks you order. If you say anything else, let me know.
I'll say, hey, do you know when Johnny Lodestar comes around here? We're looking for him.
Lodestar comes at his own schedule. Luigi does not know why or when he comes and goes, but he is here very often. There's like a moment where you get the sense that maybe he just mentally scanned the whole room. And which then he responds, Lodestar is not here at the moment, but he will probably be here soon. He comes often. Have a drink while you wait.
All right. You don't have to twist my arm. Oh, God, I gotta drink this beer. Oh. This elven wine, no.
All right. So, yeah, whatever drinks you want will arrive. Someone will bring them to you. You'll all be paying for them, of course, I'm assuming.
Sure, I got gold. I got coppers, I got silvers.
Knock off some cash for drinks.
Just tell me how much
anybody else want to ask Luigi anything?
Just tell me how much I spend before Johnny gets here. And I don't have any questions for Luigi.
Okay.
Or actually, I say to Luigi, hey, we're having problems with these lithids running around our ship. It's crazy stuff. Don't know what they want, but they definitely got their peepers on us.
All right, to actually elicit like his involvement, I do need a persuasion check.
Right.
Then he will possibly give you some info to help you out.
Wee, persuasion.
That is the skill.
Man, when I dual class in a rogue, I think I'm gonna get persuasion as a skill. I got it at normal.
Offhand question here: did you get a private text from me on the Roll20 system?
I got it.
You did?
Yep.
Okay, because for me it's like weirdly shaded, and I don't know what that means.
It means it's a whisper.
Do whispers always do that? That's cool.
I guess.
I guess I haven't noticed before. That's new. I don't know.
It's
all right.
slash
with an 18 persuasion. Luigi, you get a moment of pause when you pose that question to Luigi. Then he responds, "Oh, the Lithids do not normally openly break any laws here in the Rock of Bra. But if they are watching you, if they want something from you, I would say take them somewhere public and then question them, because they'll be less likely to break the laws to talk to you about whatever it is they want to talk to you about. They don't want to lose their ability to come here and do trade."
Right, yeah.
Sound advice?
I was trying to talk to one on the street, but he psychically blasted me and then phased out of this dimension, so I couldn't do much about it.
Were other people around?
I don't know. Like, it happened very fast.
If you think back, no, it was dark, and no, you didn't see anyone else around.
I don't think so. It was dark out on the docks. Night? I guess so.
Yes. Just get them somewhere where people can see them, and they will follow the laws. They don't want to lose their ability to talk with everyone here.
Thanks, Luigi. You're good people. I don't care what anybody says, and no one doesn't say anything bad about you. Actually,
I would know. And he would. All right, anybody else do anything while we wait to see when or if Johnny shows up? All right. So meanwhile, as y'all wait for Johnny Lodestar to maybe or maybe not show up at the Happy Beholder, we do a scene change, the Star Wars screen fade back to the ship. Where are y'all on the ship, or y'all just hanging out Sonos, Keith?
No, at the ship. We're getting the ship ready. So securing things. I'm gonna start putting together a list of what kind of food stores we're gonna need for length of trips. A shopping list there. We're gonna need to set up. I assume that we've got sleeping stuff set up from the previous crew, so I'm not going to worry too much about things like bunks or hammocks for them.
No, there's a regular place for y'all to go to rest. There's a quarters area.
Yeah. So and it's stocked with the minimum necessities, blankets.
Blankets and stuff. Yes. As far as food goes, the food would expire, and you.
Oh no. Food. I'm still putting together a list of. So basically, I'm doing all of the call it the drudge work of getting a ship ready to leave the wall and go off into off on its sail. So. All right. Getting the prep work done.
Okay. As you're doing that, go ahead and throw me I'm going to say insight check if you are skilled. If not, straight wisdom.
Well, I mean, I'm not skilled in it, so it kind of counts the same.
Well, yeah, exactly. With these sheets, when you click insight, it'll be straight wisdom. All right. As you are dealing with, you've got Sano and Kihos, and of course the auto gnomes. As you're doing stuff, I'm gonna say that you get a slight feel, like you feel uncomfortable and you don't know why. Like there's something off, and it's just that it's like it's pressing on the back of your thoughts that you're missing something and you don't know what, and it's just one of those things that's just gonna drive you absolutely freaking buggy. And I apologize, but that's what you rolled. So you are stuck with that. Something's wrong and you don't know what as you're going through. Like maybe you missed something, or it feels more like maybe there's something wrong in the ship, but you can't quite figure out what.
Well, I know that we had put the gate into some form of storage off the ship.
Right, that is correct.
So we hadn't brought that back on yet. Can I make an intelligence check to or perhaps a perception, just kind of look around and see what it might be that
you want to try and investigate it?
Yeah, kind of something's niggling. If something's niggling at me, I kind of want to think about it for a minute and kind of look around and see just what it is might be. Kind of, what it might be that's a little different or whatever. Perception.
When I get that uncomfortable feeling like that, you just can't shift things around sometimes. Sometimes you just have to take off the pants, get it right, and then put them back on, and then things just kind of shift back into place, and you'll be fine for the rest of the day.
So as Dell strips down and then puts his clothes back on, I don't feel like that's what's happening here. I feel like that's something weirdly that Corey needs to happen here. All right. Okay. So, with that perception check, which was so much better than your insight check, you try and like narrow down what could be wrong, and you just kind of like give a quick inspection to random stuff as you're walking through the ship. You don't see anything off, like you notice like the ballista and the cannons are like properly lodged in place. That all feels right. You as you're looking through different things, you look and you check the quarters area where y'all would be resting, and nothing feels off in there. There is a place where in the former hull of the ship, there are these big, like, complex steampunk looking machines that the autonomes used to plug into. Those are still there in the new version of your ship. It feels like they no longer fit. Like there's something wrong about them, more than like aesthetically they don't fit anymore. Like they no longer fit like the interior of the ship, like because they refinished the walls and floor and all that, because they had to tear up a lot to remove the entire forge jammer, which used to be inside this thing. So they aesthetically don't fit, but you feel like there's something else off about them, but you can't pinpoint it as to what. You don't have that knowledge, you don't know, but you're like, there's something about these that just seems wrong, and it could just be that they don't fit because so much of the rest of the ship has been changed. You're not sure, but you think that maybe this is what is making you feel unsettled, but you're just not able to put your finger on why.
Where are Heskus and Nomus right now?
You go look for them. They are currently following whatever last orders you gave them as you were outfitting the ship. I'll say they're on the top deck. They're they're checking sails. They are looking at all of the rigging. They are making sure everything is fine. Of course, travel within 10 feet of each other at all times. There's a big cord between them.
We still haven't got them fixed, have we?
No, you didn't. You'd looked into it, but you didn't actually do anything.
Did we determine what it was going to cost to get them repaired and?
No, the man you talked to was back on Saloon, and he said that he would need to see them, but they were never brought before him, so he can never say anything. So and that was before you went on your adventure on Saloon.
We should try and look into doing something about that while we're here as well. I'm sure that there's someone on the rock that can help us with that.
Probably.
Can't put that on the to-do list.
Okay. All right. Fade back to the Happy Beholder, where the rest of the crew is. Tinker, are you doing anything in particular while we're in there, or Eudora?
So, Tinker, I have an idea. I always have ideas. This is my number one trait. So we need to talk to the Illithids, right? But we need to do it in a public place. Now, maybe we get lucky, and we can find them out and about, and we can talk to them. Or maybe we make our own luck. So we talk to the Dark Master, and we bribe him to send a letter to the Illithid ship saying that they need to fill out some form or pay some fee or something. And then they come to the Dark Master, and then we question them. What do you think? No, why not? Why is this a bad idea?
Bribing an official? And then, interrogating people in front of him?
Yeah. I mean, we're not...
Okay, I'm the one who lacks the wisdom usually. Usually it's not you.
All right. So we get someone to impersonate the Dark Master.
Or how about we jump one of them?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's
out in the marketplace. Wait for them to hit an alley.
That's what I'm saying. That has a certain amount of luck to it. That's what I was saying before. Like, we can wait and see and try, and maybe we can catch them out when they're doing something, or maybe that's just an impossibility. But I'm just saying, if we can't like get lucky that way, we're gonna have to make our own luck.
Did say they're very careful in public places. Seems unlikely we're going to catch them at something.
Well, and we're not trying to catch them in the like doing something bad in public. We're just trying to find them while they're in public so we can interrogate them. Which, you know, is just us walking up and saying, "What's going on? What are you doing? What are you doing around here? What's going on?"
So you want to just like get in their face?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
What if
basically.
somebody infiltrates the ship?
What'd you say?
What if somebody sneaks onto the ship?
Well, then you're at the mercy of the Illithids when they get you. If they find
Yeah,
you
that
when you're on their ship,
Pretty risky.
yeah, then there's no holds bar. That's the point of getting them in public, because they have to behave in public.
I'm doing a little bit of research on my character here on something obscure.
I
To
mean,
make sure I'm remembering things correct.
I would love to sneak onto an Illithid ship. I think I can become. Can I become invisible? I don't know. I don't think so. Where's my spells? Did I pick? No, I can't. I can pass without trace, which makes like my stealth insane.
Yeah, +10. However, and your group if they're traveling with you.
Exactly.
But it's not the same as invisibility.
No, but we can be very stealthy and sneak onto their ship. The problem is can our minds be stealthy?
That is a problem.
Because they can like. Now I got the tinfoil cap, which makes me invisible to the black helicopters.
And the best part is he points to his head, which clearly is not wearing anything, and says, "I'm wearing a tinfoil cap."
I'm thinking of the movie Eric the Viking and the Invisible Guy.
I love that
around.
movie so much. That is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Is that the movie where the city's sinking and the mayor's like, nothing's
This
wrong.
is not happening.
It's not happening. We're not. Everyone's fine. Like to the very end.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Tim Robbins was the main character for that.
That scene is so poignant for today's world. Like, it's just wow.
Monty Python has always been ahead of their time.
That wasn't a Python one.
It wasn't, but it kind of was, because there were two major characters.
It
Three,
had some of the
Terry
players.
Gilliam do it too.
The
director was Monty
some
Python.
members, but it wasn't a Monty Python production.
I know, but at the same time, the director was Monty Python. The dude that was the guy drowning saying this is not happening was Monty Python. Halften the Black was Monty Python. It was John Cleese. I mean, they were all through it.
It's Monty Python adjacent.
Okay.
Like the original Ghostbusters was Saturday Night Live adjacent.
Okay, so I have several things that I can use to distract them and or generally mess with them. For example, pyrotechnics, web. If only I had another level or 3, then I could send an automaton onto their ship.
Oh, they can't write automaton minds.
Exactly.
Right.
But I also have magic mouth.
The problem is they might also have anti-theft features. So if you
But if we distracted them in public,
like
this seems really risky.
There are these spells that, like, if you walk past them, big lips appear and they start saying stuff to you and things, and they don't give a damn about stealth, I think.
That's true.
Yeah, he's not wrong about
I
that.
think Magic Mouth can do that.
And then there's
that's the spell that I have.
and then there's just like alarm. You can put that on a
Right.
door, and if you go through it, it just goes beep beep. Like,
Yeah. Super risky.
I used to have alarm on this character, but when I leveled up one level, I just decided to
You switched it out.
switched it out. Yeah, it wasn't being very useful. So
Well, you're spell jamming. You're not like out in the woods all that often. Although that you just did a whole adventure out in the woods.
but yeah, we have to find them out in public and question them, just like Luigi said. That's what we gotta do. We gotta find them in public, just like Luigi said, and like just talk to them. And if we can't find them in public, we have to find a way to make them come out in public. And getting the Dark Master to get the illicits to come to him, that sounds like a good idea. I think it is. We don't have to bribe him. We can just, convince him. Are you okay?
I'm talking to myself and mad because the thing that I was remembering, I don't get until next level.
Yeah. We always need more levels, but we need like an actual adventure to level up. And right now we're spinning our wheels trying to get our ship together.
I did level you up after the last one. It's not like I'm forgetting.
No. I'm not saying like, nothing against you, Howard. I'm like, we need an actual adventure
like,
so we can level up.
We need to go do stuff.
And right now,
smarter and faster and better.
We're
But
in
if
this.
I had it, it'd make this easier.
We're in this little space between adventures, and it's not a good place to be. We're in the shopping game that I hate so much. But
yes.
Okay, let's talk to Johnny. He'll be here any second, hopefully. Drink my drink. How much gold do I spend before Johnny comes in?
Oh, I pulled it up and I think I closed the stupid PDF. I did. I don't know how much drinks cost. We'll say that you're there for a couple of hours. How often do you drink? I don't know.
Like
if you're there for 2 hours, how much do you imbibe?
I mean, I like a drink in a half an hour sounds good.
Then you're gonna spend a silver.
Okay.
Unless you're drinking good shit. Are you drinking good shit?
No, spend a silver.
All right.
Okay with that.
Because drinks aren't terribly expensive. They're a little uppriced because you're at the Rock of Brawl and you're at a fine inn at the Rock of Brawl. So it's a little uppriced, but overall, I think a silver in a couple hours seems fair. Especially because anyone that can make it to the Rock of Brawl is not some noob adventurer, some level 1 dude who just started out in like World of Warcraft in like rags and a sword going, I'm gonna go fight some wolves. You're at the Rock of Brawl. A silver you can afford. All right. So you wait. Sure enough, he does show up eventually. And he'll go sit at the bar and order his usual drink. There is a moment where you hear nothing unless you've been watching. You don't necessarily notice. But then after he's been there for like a good minute, you would get a like feel in your head from Luigi saying, Johnny is at the bar now if you're still interested. Or sorry. Johnny is still at the bar now if you're interested.
All right. I guess I'll saunter on up there. Hi, Johnny. How you doing?
Yeah. Hey, what's going on?
I want to make a perception or an investigation on why or an insight on why he's like, like, what was that about?
He's always jumpy.
He was, but you sure make an insight check. You're more than welcome to.
Sure. Boop. Boop. Aw, that's too bad.
All right, with a 10, you're not sure. Like it could be that he just didn't expect someone to walk up and say, "Hey," because he was just sitting there. Like if you go to Subway and you order a sandwich, and then somebody saddles up next to you at the bar, it's like, "Hey, what's going on?" You're like, "Ah." It doesn't necessarily mean anything bad, but maybe he is jumpy. You're not sure with a 10. You're in that I don't know area. Like maybe I just surprised him because he wasn't expecting it. Or maybe he's worried about something. What could it be?
Don't ever talk to the person next to you in a queue at Subway. That's just not cricket.
It's not. And cricket's a weird word. We're in America, sir. Nobody here knows what that means. All right. So you're sitting next to Johnny. What's going on?
Hey, did I spook you? What's going on?
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to be rude. I was just eating or drinking my ale here. It was good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. Tell you what, why don't you come over to our table with Tink and our other friend.
He eyes you up and down. Like you just get the feel that like he's not entirely sure what you're up to.
By the way,
then he goes, "Yeah, all right," and he takes his drink and he stands up like he's ready to follow you.
All right, we'll go back to the table. By the way, I didn't tell him Sarah's character's name, not because I forgot the character name, but because I remembered about like there's a bounty on the character, so I don't actually want to use her name.
And right now she's in her true form, whether she likes it or not, because somebody looked at her when she walked in the bar.
Really? Did the wanted poster? The wanted poster didn't have her name on it because that's a new name for her.
It didn't have the name Eudora on it. That is absolutely true.
They don't know her name is Eudora. Okay.
All right.
So I go back to the table and I'm like, you remember Tink, you remember Adora. Hey, we got a job for you, Mr. Johnny.
To be fair, he does not remember Eudora.
Mr. Johnny Lodestar, if that is your real name.
Yeah, that's my name, yes. Why? He looks a little puzzled, like, why would you question my name? It's not something some lame DM would make. That's a real name, sir.
Someone who's seen Spaceballs too many times.
I am a part of the Lodestar line. My father, Jonathan Lodestar, his father. I'm actually Johnny Lodestar the 8th. It goes back.
Like, what's your name? I'm Spider Minnesota. No, like, what's your real name? Like, what's your real name? Like, that is not a name, sir. That's a comic book character.
Right.
We named the dog Indiana.
I have to admit though, the name Spider Minnesota sounds really cool. I know you just made that up off the cuff there, but I would totally be like, yeah, Spider Minnesota, I go with that. Anyway, back to the game.
So we got a job for you. We need a crew for our ship.
Mm-hmm.
We need about, I'm going to say, like 7 more people. 10. We would need 10. 20. 15. We need 15 more people.
5,000. What does this mean?
We need 555 people.
That's the only logical answer.
Hold on.
The best crew of a ship has a person
Keith,
standing on every 2 feet of the ship.
Keith, do you know semaphore? Put up some flags. We'll get it.
What am I, a Navcom?
Okay. We need about 15 people. Most just to do ship work, like keep it tidy, do some rigging, do minor repairs when they come up, and repel boarders. But we also need a dock, and we also need a chef.
Say doc like doctor?
Like a doctor, yeah. Like a, you
I
know,
just want to be sure
a
I heard you right.
sawbones. We need a sawbones.
I just want to be sure I heard you right. All right, so you need a doctor, you need a chef,
And if
you
someone,
want actual fighters in case of an invasion, you want to repel borders,
and
and
if some,
then just some generic, guys that can do rigging and crap work that you make the new guy do.
and
Got
if
it.
and if someone can like play an instrument, that would be just wonderful.
Really, I usually get people saying no bards. You want a bard on it.
Why wouldn't you want
No,
to?
I actually have like a list of bards that are looking for work. And
Excellent.
everyone's like, not the bard, but I can get you a bard.
Well, then the market must be like really.
Must
It
be
must,
cheap.
yeah, really cheap for a bard, eh?
I can negotiate you a great deal on the bard, no problem. But for the record, let's make it, when we deal with the bard, make it sound like we worked hard on the deal.
Right? Yeah. Man, this
All right.
bard, he doesn't come cheap, guys. Let's get all we can out of him.
That's all I ask, is that you make it look like this was hard for me to get this job for him.
All
But
right.
then, yes,
And of
absolutely.
course-
I can get you a bard. You have any like preferences, race, gender, height? I don't care.
I
I
don't.
have a lot of bards.
As long as he like vocalizes and doesn't do it like sonically,
Oh,
we're all
God.
good.
Finding a bard that doesn't vocalize is the hard part.
I'm just saying, like, if it's like a psionic bard or some bullshit like that, I want it.
All right.
It's like he has to play an instrument within normal hearing range of most humanoids. I don't want to hear music
No,
that
there was from this planet called Mystara, there was a Lupin bard who only used a dog whistle. It was very strange.
you'll drive Adora crazy.
He would. She's got big ears, as he notices Eudora saying there. But yeah, I can hook you up with what you're needing. No problem with the bard. The regular folks working rigging, sales, whatnot, no problem. A good, decent group of fighters might run you a bit, but I'll find you what you need. And then
Commission
I
for
feel like
you,
there
of
was
course.
One more.
Commission for you, of course.
Oh yeah, yes. That's implied. But yes, absolutely, no problem. I can get you all that you're looking for.
And then the last thing we need is a place for all of us to go, and then beat some heads in and steal some treasure and give it to a bloke here in the city who needs the treasure. You know, a job.
Oh, I thought you were asking for a group of thugs, but you are the group of thugs, so you just need the job. Very good. I will see what I can do for you. That should not be a problem. Hang on. Let me look at this over. 1 second. I do have still a couple of jobs out here. I believe you already turned down the one where you would go and talk to a certain individual that would like to do experiments.
That doesn't sound good at all now.
No, you definitely did not want that one. He was really interested. Are you sure? He pays a lot.
Right, no.
Okay.
I don't want to be my best self in my
I don't guarantee you be your best self, but maybe your best self would have 3 arms. I don't know. I'm not the genius in charge of the experiments. You might look very good as a butterfly. I don't know what he does exactly.
We're not doing body horror. We're just not. It's not happening.
That's, I believe, the name of the entire module is body horror.
Yeah, it's the name of his shop. Horror. It's just like the sign on his door is body horror MD.
That's a no on that for sure. All right. Well, I don't have anything lined up right now, but if you want to come back tomorrow, I could probably come up with something for you.
Tomorrow
And
it
I
is.
could probably come up with a list of, we'll say, candidates for your ship.
Excellent. Sounds great. I got a question though.
All right.
What time tomorrow? Because we were around here for a couple hours just hanging out.
Well, I don't
Wait
live
for
in a
you.
bar. I'm not that kind of a loser. No offense. He looks around. Not sure who all's listening.
Look, how am I supposed to know? A man like you I was thinking, probably runs his business out of a bar. That way he keeps his costs low and you don't have overhead with an office or anything like that.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll pretend that it's not offensive that when you say a man like you, but I'll just go ahead and move forward. I don't live nor work in a bar. But for those that do, he kind of nods to the beholder. No offense. Your job is very important, but just very unrelated to mine. I will happily be here tomorrow at say noon. Would that be all right with you?
That'll be fine. Unless you want us to come to like a building that you work out of and we can, do it more professional like.
I think here tomorrow at noon would be great.
Right. Okay. So yeah then, mate.
Because I kind of work out of a bar.
No.
But I'm not saying it out loud.
And I pat him on the shoulder, give him a good so yeah then, mate.
All right. All right.
Oh wait, before you go, Tink, Adora, you got any concerns? You got anything you want to talk to Johnny about? Nothing. Okay.
I'm fine.
Just making sure.
All right. Do we all gather at Sano's apartment or at your ship?
Sure. I want to check out the ship. I want to go see what's happening over there.
All right. I believe everyone is currently at the ship other than the group that was at the Happy Beholder. So that makes everyone in the same place, which is super convenient for me. I like it.
And as we're walking towards the ship, I keep an eye out for someone who might be a beholder. Like, is that a beholder? Are they in public? Well, I don't know.
Giant floating orbs with an eye in them? You might be a beholder.
Not a beholder.
No.
Not a beholder.
I'm just Joe. Joe the ball.
Man, I misspoke. I meant Olithid.
Oh, okay.
I meant a mind flayer. We're looking for mind flayers to question.
On behalf of all beholders, sir, you're a racist and you've offended me.
They'll get over it.
Easily, because they float.
I'll make a donation to the beholders equal rights movement.
The BAACP, I don't know.
I wasn't even gonna make a joke like that. It just seems poor taste all around. But the good thing about beholders, that they can fly, it's easier for them to shatter the glass ceiling.
As long as it's low.
Well, they do have the ability to blast things with some of their eyes, so I don't think that a glass ceiling is their biggest.
Yeah, they shoot upwards. Yeah, it's true. I'm just saying that they don't fly high. It's float, not fly.
I'm just saying it's not beholders who need equal rights. It's goblins. I mean, you can staff an entire business with goblins for a quarter of the price of regular humanoids. So why
sir,
wouldn't
I have
you do
really
that?
good news for you. The new Hogwarts Legacy game, all about equal rights for goblins.
I hear that there's a goblin uprising in it, but you're the guy putting it down. When the goblins are like they just want
Have you
equal
ever
rights.
wanted to be a Nazi? Here's your chance.
Are we
I'd rather
the
play
baddies?
Wolfenstein where you shoot Nazis.
Right?
Are we the baddies?
I honestly don't want to get into the politics of all that. I don't even know what the politics of that game are. I just know that it sounded weird. There were people looking for equal rights. They were like, no. Not for you, because you're ugly.
Yeah.
But really, yeah, it's cheap to hire the goblins for your business. That's why evil wizards stock their lairs with goblins.
Would you notice though the competency level of goblins and not be like, this could be why they're like discount workers?
Yeah, that's why you get.
Them.
That's why
anybody can be trained.
Can they though?
That's why you get hobgoblins to be like the overseers. They're middle management there.
They're like less stupid. They're not smart. They're just not as stupid. But I know I sound like super racist against goblins right now, but I'm going to point out they're not real.
They're not real.
Not real.
Goblins can be whatever you want them to be.
I don't know what lines we're crossing anymore.
We're not. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just
You're tripping over them.
As you said, they're not real.
Not a real thing. It's okay to hate when they're not things. I feel like a bad person anyway. All right. And I'm going to say it's all Corey's fault. All right. So you're all back at the Molina. You're with Sano, a couple of auto gnomes. Kios is there, as well as Del Starwind, Eudora, Tinker, Ramush, Beetlejuice. What are y'all talking about?
Hey, how's the ship doing?
I'm putting together some shopping list. Hey, Tinker, can you take a look over at the Autognome's berth there? Because something seems a little weird about it, but I can't quite figure out what it is.
Sure. Do I need to do an investigate?
Sure. There were like two big machines that are still there from the previous iteration of this same ship.
Mhm.
There are two big steampunk looking machines that the Autognomes used to plug into. They are still there. As you give them a once over, go ahead and give me a tinker check using your tinker tools. Intelligence. Basically, intelligence should be, I believe in Roll20, you should be able to click on Tinker Tools, then choose Intelligence as the associated skill and roll the dice. And if I'm wrong, let me know. But it looks like you got it. All right, cool. And also, only rolling... All right, you rolled it looks like an 18, and you got 25 because you're awesome. So... you look them over. They are hooked into tubes that go into the walls, and you follow those tubes and you see if they were originally plugged into the power cores. They were spliced. They originally plugged into the power core of the iron. I'm sorry. What's it called? The Forge Hammer. I almost said Iron Forge. I'm playing too much Warhammer. My bad. Not Warhammer, Warcraft. Oh my God, I'm getting all my words wrong. Anyway, they were plugged into the Iron Forge, and then you had previously split them so they would also plug into, because you noticed they were plugged in and you were just making all the right adjustments so all the plugs would work with both the old Forge Hammer and the new Spelljammer mini helm that you had set up. And now that you have a full Spelljammer helm set up that can power this whole ship, you'll notice that they are plugged into that, and you follow it, and you can tell that they're receiving power from the Spelljammer helm. You go back to the machines, and the thing is, you've never actually studied these machines. You're not entirely sure what they did, But with your 25 roll, I will give you the following. One, you know that automatically, I would say that the two auto gnomes would plug into it and occasionally recharge themselves. Specifically, what's her name would plug in to recharge both of them because Nobis was the one that was more damaged. And then on top of that, it looks like these had something to do with like a database. You would say that it looks like there is. Have you ever seen a player piano? What runs it is like a sheet of paper with a bunch of holes in it. And wherever the hole is, that tells the piano where it's supposed to strike a key. And there's a bunch of scrolls that are kind of like that. So while you can't read them because you don't know what all these holes mean, it looks like it's a database of knowledge. And if you were able to read the holes in it, in each scroll, you would understand what the knowledge was all about. But you do know that the autonomes had access to a lot of knowledge that they happily have shared with you every time you've asked. And this is probably where they're getting all that they know. In addition to that, just a quick reminder, although she's not currently involved in the role, but she may not remember, Sarah, when Eudora needed knowledge about where the party went when they went to Saloon without you, because you missed a game, it was after they were plugged into the same machine that the auto gnomes were able to give you a whole bunch of knowledge about Saloon specifically and help you to figure out what the party was up to when they were gone.
Interesting.
And that is what you get from your 25, Tinker.
So we're going to need to price out powder for the cannons, especially the big cannon. I don't think we're going to be able to get off more than one shot with that anyway, anywhere we go. As well as we're going to need... do we have much in the way of cannonballs here? Were we able to get a bunch of those at the time?
You do actually. Yeah, you were. You do have plenty of cannonballs.
Were we able to get powder as well?
I don't think we discussed it, but I would assume that it would just be kind of included. So I'm willing to say, yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. So there was some on the,
I would assume anytime the cannons are involved that the powder and the required stuff would have been, it's not like somebody'd sell you one and not try to upsell you to include the powder. So.
Well, I mean, we rescued this between the two ships that we found on that planet. Yeah,
you're right.
The Miyagi one and ours. So it's all salvage, really. So I'm just kind of wondering what we were able to salvage that way. I mean, ballista bolts similar, but ballista bolts are going to be a lot cheaper than cannonballs and powder.
I will say this because I do remember writing that up, and while I didn't actually write down powder because I honestly didn't think of it, I do know that I came up with a list of cannonballs. So I will say that you have a small amount of powder, but probably because it is salvage that you didn't get enough. So if you'd like, you probably got like a good 10 shots, but if you would like to get more, you can totally restock.
We'll have to look at that as well. We'll have to look at the price of it though too.
And I also appreciate your honesty because I did forget about that. That was salvage. That was not bought.
No, it's no problem. Yeah, maybe I'll get you to message me later with if you've still got your notes on what we on the ship stuff like the cannons and whatnot.
I do. They are old notes. I have old saved notepad files from previous games that I have to go through for that one.
Well, just whatever we would have gotten from the earlier episodes, because I can put together stuff for the list for our ship later on off screen.
All right.
But yeah, so we're going to need to price out that food, drink. You've already looked into crew. I figure 15 crew should be enough for 2 shifts, and cycling between should be good. So
So all the important crew are the named crew, which is the PCs plus
we're
Sano and
the
Yamanos.
officers. We're the officers. They're the crew. So yeah.
I love it. All right.
I'm gonna call them all swabbies.
What was that?
I'm gonna call them all swabbies.
Well,
I
you'll
feel
want
like
some of the
he was
senior crew to
previously
have
a
a different name,
swabby.
but yeah.
Were you previously a swabby and you have like some animosity and you want to just like share that pain on down the line?
Pass it on down.
I had
You
a
know
horrible
that the
experience
swabby
and
is
it's
the
made me the man
lowest
I am
sailor.
today. So you have to have a horrible experience.
The swabby is like the lowest sailor and isn't somebody that you're going to trust with anything other than like scrubbing the deck, right?
Oh yeah, that's why they're called swabbies, because they swab the deck. Yeah.
So if you want anybody that does a bit more than that or is a bit more skilled than that, you might want to hold off on calling them swabbies.
I
Or at
know,
least
it's just a
those
fun
ones.
thing to say. Swabby's such a great word.
Oh, there will be some that are swabbies. Don't misunderstand. I just saying don't call all of them that.
Also, if you're paying them, maybe not hire more than one or two of the swabbies. That's the least important job.
Like if I was like a Power Ranger villain and I had a bunch of like minions that just go out and like putties, I would call them all swabbies. Get them
Instead of
swabbies.
putties, yeah.
They'd all be like.
Well, I'm thinking if we're looking to hire about 15 people, aside from like three or four of them being the specific crew like cooks or whatnot, half of them would be like swabby level and the other half would be more experienced hands to show the swabbies what to do.
Sure. All right. So, as the day is dragging on, it looks like you have got your stuff in hand, except for how you're actually going to approach talking to an Illithid, or deal with the idea that there might be Illithids and or zombie dwarves watching you.
I did say I was baking.
So,
Are you trying to draw them in with the smell of bread?
No. Take some to them and be a good neighbor.
Oh, okay.
State Farm is there.
Draw them in. Like suddenly the Illithids are like being lifted up by a waft of like pie smell, like a cartoon character.
What's this I smell?
Tasty
Cupcakes?
brains.
I tell Keith my big idea of like luring them out with like they have to go see the dockmaster for something, and then when they get there, we're there and we can question them. But that might, we need to convince the dockmaster to do that for us, and the best way to do that is with some convincing money.
Assuming Sano is there,
baked goods.
Sano would be like, or I could just like put on like this like cloak that looks kind of plain. I'll go, hey, just so you know, that Dockmaster guy wants to talk to you, and I can just walk off.
Oh yeah,
I'm just saying.
See, that's a great idea. Check it out.
I have ideas.
You have great ideas. I love it.
I'm the best.
You are the best. Del, get this guy some baked goods.
If you want to bribe the Dockmaster, that's cool. I like that. Or you said something about having a hat on that can make them not see your brain.
Yeah.
Maybe you should be the one to walk up and do stuff. I don't know.
Right. Because they will be able to read your mind and know it's a trap. Unless you sing a song in your head.
Know, sure.
Unless you sing a song in your head, right?
Possibly.
That's what Tank said.
And I know a lot of songs. My favorite, 1,000 bottles of grog on the wall, 1,000 bottles of grog.
I know that song.
This is a story of a lovely lady.
All right, guys. We're no more of that. We're not having a 3-hour tour or any nonsense.
That's just silly, sir. Just absolutely silly.
Okay, I'll go do it. Give me a cloak, and I'll go over to the Lithid ship, and I'll give him a knock and say, "Hey, the Dockmaster wants to see you." And y'all gotta be like, someone's gotta be around the Dockmaster so they can talk to the guy. Okay?
Sure, the Sano will walk over, grab a cloak out of a random closet, and toss it at you.
All right,
And it is ill-fitting because it's a random cloak.
Can you guys see me? I think it's too short. It's too short. Is this a hobbit cloak? Is this a
No,
halfling
it's a
cloak?
dwarf cloak.
This is the cloak the auto gnomes have been wearing.
This is a ship formerly crewed by dwarves. What do you think?
Just with the dwarven cloak. I can't wear this. It's too short.
Well, I don't see the problem. This looks right. Does this not look right to everybody?
Is there a bigger cloak in there? I start looking through the cloakroom. No, that's too big.
Mind you, since you don't have the same shoulders as a dwarf, it might hang a little bit lower on you. But
So I find a cloak that is
Sure. No roll required. You can find a cloak that looks like it might have been meant for someone roughly your shape or not.
So I put that on. I go, all right, I think I got a good cloak. You guys have got to be like around the Dockmaster, so when they go talk to the Dockmaster, you can like accost them.
You have a strong feeling that this cloak would probably look way better on someone else, but it does fit.
Hey, and when I mean accost them, I just mean question them, like talk to them. And you can give them your baked goods if you want, but they eat brains, I've been told.
And you guys want some cookies?
They're made with real
who
brains.
says they're not baked brains?
Brain cookies?
A little
Some
molasses, a little,
I don't know. A tray of brainies sounds like super creepy.
I got some Thin Mints. I got some Do-si-dos. I got some hypothalamus.
Would you like to see my medulla oblongata?
And samosas. Or Samoas. Samoas, that's what they're called. The coconut ones. The sandies.
Samoa. I'm sure that means the exact same thing.
The peanut butter. What are the peanut butter ones called? I don't know. I'm not a Girl Scout.
I don't know. Ow. I always like the Thin Mint.
Anyways,
Okay.
I got my cloak. What kind of roll am I going to make sure that they don't know it's me? Because they've seen me before.
All right. So if you want to disguise yourself, I assume you don't have a disguise kit, so we would go with a. Are you doing anything dexterous to alter your appearance? Can you give me a description of how you're altering your appearance that would make me not say charisma?
I hold
deception seems like.
I bring the cloak down over my face so no one can see my face. That's my disguise.
Are you just straight up hiding your face and looking weird?
Straight up hiding my
Gotcha.
face, looking weird. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, they can't see your face. We're just gonna go with that. They know they can't see your face, and they'll try. You can
It worked for
try and
Aragorn.
play it off as normal or not.
All right.
We do have plague doctor masks still.
Oh yeah, dude! I put on a plague doctor mask.
Corey, as you put on the plague doctor mask, you immediately know. I have a note that I have kept up here on my screen, waiting for someone to put one on. As you put it on, Immediately you will notice, and as you already have dark vision, you will notice that your sight has enhanced. When you put these on, you have 120 feet of dark vision.
Neat.
They have been enhanced by the clockwork creatures that were wearing them before you when they were in, the clockwork impersonators of you guys.
Neat.
So each one of you has a Plague Doctor mask that gives you 120 feet of dark vision. And if you didn't already have dark vision, you could now wear one for 120 feet.
I say, guys, put on your plague masks right now. Every single one of you. Do it. Trust me.
I'm going to say that even though he's not here, Kehoe strides along. It's like, whoa!
Nice.
Because, Keos would have been most benefited by that.
Most excellent.
So mine fits over my ears and everything.
Just like it did before.
It was cut to be able to do that. Yeah. It's not a full helm thing. It kind of comes up to about here. And then
that's right. This is the one that I was wearing before, right?
Yeah, it's your Plague Doctor mask that was stolen by a Clockwork Horror, fitted to a Clockwork Horror, and then y'all stole them back. Or not stolen, but put them back.
Okay. Yeah, I'd forgotten about those.
I just call it bird mask.
All right. Well, your bird mask gives you 120 feet of dark vision, like a bird.
Like a bird has. Exactly.
Sure, why not?
Well,
nice
there's
of
your
him
disguise.
to upgrade our stuff when he stole it.
I mean, Spider-Man has all sorts of spider things that have nothing to do with spiders.
Like the proportional strength of a what now? An ant? Because spiders don't do that. That's ants.
He's got a little like spider signal, just like spiders, right? He's got the spider tracer, just like spiders have.
Yeah, and he shoots webs out of his wrists, just like spiders.
Yeah, spiders make little things that they put on their.
Would you really want to see him shooting the webs out of where a spider would normally?
Maybe I would. No. You don't know my fetishes, sir. You don't know.
So
okay, I'm not trying to kink shame. I apologize.
So I want to point something out here about this, because a lot of people would think if you were spliced with the DNA of a spider, the webs would come out of your butt. But they have spliced spider DNA with a mammal, with goats, to try and get the goats to make spider silk. And they have, and the spider silk comes out of their teats with their milk. So if you had your DNA spliced with a spider, your webs would shoot out of your nipples, and that's how you'd go.
Why is that so much worse?
I don't know if it's worse, but it's not great.
Spider-Man,
psychic damage.
Spider-Man would have little holes in his spandex.
Corey has discovered real-world vicious mockery. We're taking psychic damage.
This is one of my most favorite facts in the entire world, is the goats that make spider silk.
You know what, Corey? That would be your favorite fact.
Stop talking.
You're a freak, Corey. You're a freak.
Look it up.
That hurt.
Spider goats.
No, we already
They're
heard
real.
I'm not looking it up.
from you.
Okay.
I'm sure Keith is already on the site checking this out, but I'm not
typing it into the search engine.
I'm going to head on over to the squid heads.
All right. I mean, they're in the adjacent dock. It's not that hard to find them. All right. No one is following him, right? Y'all, he is just going by himself in his cloaked disguise.
Where's the dockmaster, by the way? As I'm walking out there, I look at him.
Okay. There are several people that work out here. The dockmaster that was there the day that you docked, you don't see him in particular, but you do see people out here that look like they might work here. You're not sure.
I will walk up to one of those people and I'll say, "Hey, where's the dockmaster?"
Oh, yeah, sure. I think he's over that way. And he'll point, and you see a guy that is currently standing there with what looks like a clipboard, just making notes and looking around.
I'll walk right up to him. I'll say, "Hey, mate, Beetlejuice, Captain Beetlejuice. I'll shake his hand. Put my hand out, shake it. How you doing, mate? And I'll be like, you have a good day. And I turn and I walk towards the illithid ship.
He becomes like super suspicious of what just happened. Is like investigating his hand, making sure that you didn't leave anything on him. Just like, what the fuck was that about? What was it about?
I come
direct. What did he do to me? I have like 7 days to live. I need to pass my handshake on to someone else that they die instead of me. I know how this works.
As I go towards the ship, I'm gonna have to make a deception roll, I'm sure. So I'm gonna cast enhance ability charisma so I can make a deception check.
All right.
With advantage.
Are you eagle splendering?
Yeah. So I'll walk on up there, and I'm just trying to like lean into the deception, as in I come from the dockmaster to their ship, so it doesn't look like I'm just coming out of the blue.
Ah, okay, cool. I get that. All right.
That was the plan. So I'm giving myself every kind of advantage I can get here. And then I walk up, and whoever's like at the ship or guarding the ship, or I knock on the ship hull to get their attention or whatever.
All right. After a moment, what is clearly an illithid will walk out onto the plank coming down to the dock.
And I say,
you see him in his big dark robe splendor with his big gross, face.
I'll say, Dockmaster wants to see you. And I'll just turn around and start heading back to the Dockmaster.
You hear a voice in your head. About what?
Nope, can't.
Oh, well, that's right. He will try. That's true.
Got a tinfoil
hat.
And
he can't force it because he knows it'd be a problem. It stands erect and stares like daggers out of its eyes at you.
I'm already heading back.
Something is wrong. You don't see it. You're walking away, but he's staring at you like something. You did something. All right. And you walk away. And then he will walk back in for a moment. Then he will walk back out and start heading towards Dockmaster.
I start looking around. Where's my mates at? Where are they? Where's my mates at?
I believe they're on the ship.
No, we're out. We've kind of come out and are milling around, or at least I am.
Okay. It's one. Eudora, Tinker, either you come out of the ship and watch this stuff going on?
Eudora.
Might be an idea to leave Quijos inside, though.
Yeah, he's going to hang out with Santos and get drunk. He's going through his PTSD moment this moment because he's not here.
Yeah, let's not kill his character when he's not here.
No, but he can be opening his package that isn't an explosive.
Oh, yeah, no, he's going to be trying his new armor suit on and being all like, this is amazing. I look amazing. You shall see how shiny my armor looks.
He's very impressed with himself, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's posing with it. He looks great.
He's buffing it.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. All right, so Eudora and Tinker are outside looking at watching this go on, as well as Dell.
Waiting to come to the rescue.
Cool. So, Ramesh, they're there. What are you doing?
All right, is the illithid coming on down?
He's heading towards the man that you just recently shook the hand of.
I'll stand maybe about 50 feet from the man. I think it's 60-foot telepathy. I don't know. Have no idea. So I'm sure he's just gonna get in within I think if I was an Illithid, I'd just get in within telepathy range. So I'm gonna stand like kind of at the edge of that range. So when he gets there, I can like come up and actually talk to him, like for reals.
Okay. Well, you see him walk up to the guy, and the guy will look at him, and the guy will like kind of cock his head confused, and the Illithid is gesturing at him.
I walk on over, and I pull my mask off, pull my hood back. Hey, mate.
It's me, Dio, the whole time.
And I'll say, hey, mate, what do you want with my ship?
The Illithid will slowly turn its head at you and look at you. And it will shrug. And that's all it does.
Hey, Dell, I need you. Tink, guys, I need you. I can't talk to this guy.
I'm approaching to see what. I'm walking up a little bit to see what the commotion is.
All right. Well, you see your crewmate here, your captain, is standing between the dockmaster or a dockmaster and an Illithid saying he needs your help. And assuming you paid attention to whatever his plan was before.
I told you were the guys who had
appropriately.
I told you were the guys who had to talk to him. I literally can't.
Yeah.
You saw this creature shrug at him. It's an Illithid. Big old mind player, big old squid head.
Dell.
You've been spying out our ship for some time now. What is it about our ship that you find so interesting?
The Illithid looks around. Make an insight check, Dell, or Keith, or whoever you are. Keith, make an insight check for Dell. How's that sound?
He's a player. He's a character. He's both. He's a player character.
Me trying to keep track of who's who. So
me with the high rolls.
With that, you're not entirely sure if he understood what you're talking about. He looks confused, like you have just accused a random fellow of something, and he is like, "The hell?"
I'm told that members from your ship were trying to inquire as to the purchase of mine and have been wandering around paying it undue attention ever since.
One of your mates
in your head. Sorry, what?
And I'll accentuate that with one of your mates attacked me the other day.
All right. So Dell hears voice in his head. I don't know why we'd want to buy that ship. And you give that the feel like he's saying that ship, like he's looking at your ship, like it's compared to a nautiloid, not a ship he would have any desire to be in.
Like,
it makes
nautiloids.
It makes the Millennium Falcon look like a luxury liner. I get it.
But. Yeah.
And then with the accusation from Beetlejuice, he's like, he just throws in no, that didn't happen. I mean, I don't know what happened to your friend, but I was just having lunch and was told to come talk to this guy, and then your friend was out here. I don't know what's going on.
What's he say? What's he saying?
He's saying that he doesn't know what the hell we're talking about.
Well, of course he does. Of course he's gonna play stupid. Come on. Put this.
So you have no idea why you or your brethren would be so interested in my ship?
Is your ship special? What does
No.
your ship do?
It's not special. That's why we're curious.
What are you talking about? Our ship's super special.
Super special to us. Market value, kinda not so much.
I don't like what you're saying at all, mate. But I'll let it go for now.
I can't help you. I don't know. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're talking about. Your ship looks really boring to me.
We
You
need to-
have the insight capabilities of a snail. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Can I make another insight roll off of these additional questions?
Because it's still kind of on the same conversation, I'll allow it at disadvantage.
Disadvantage, all right.
I'm sorry, man. You rolled bad. Oh, it's still better. All right. With the 13, I will say that you get the sense that he is clearly covering, but you don't feel like you're in a good position at this point to like
Call him on it.
Yeah, like you're not seeing. I'm not giving you anything to call on me unless you're seeing it and I'm not.
You need to cast Zone of Truth. Zone of Truth. Zone of Truth.
Zone of truth. Zone of truth. Yeah, you cleric. Don't whip that stuff out. Where's your cleric? Oh wait,
She's dead.
she was a sorcerer. You're talking about the Melina?
Yeah.
Melina was a sorcerer.
Oh, was she? I thought she was cleric.
Nope.
Nope.
We have Kios with clerical
The closest
spells.
we have to a cleric is either Kihos or myself. Neither of which is actually a cleric.
I don't know. Zone of truth might be in one of y'all's spell things. I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
Pretty sure it's not in mine. It's not the sort of thing that's of interest to druids.
We don't care about truth. We care about trees. It's pronounced trees, not truth.
all those humanoids, they just lie to you. That's why we hang out with plants in nature.
Makes sense to me.
He hangs out with Starlight. He's like a star druid. So
I mean, that's like space. That's so much cooler than people.
Star, baby.
So you girls,
All right, so
you
what
girls
do,
can,
man?
you girls can jump in at any time to help brother out here. We're
Help him out.
floundering.
Yeah.
Shoot him. I don't
How-
care. Start a fight. Do whatever you want to do.
I mean, that's
Kill this
probably the only
man.
addition you'll get from Eudora. She doesn't know what else to do besides shoot things.
Is it safe to assume that I'm the only one that was hearing his responses to me?
Yep. You were the one questioning, so he responded directly to you in your head.
do you actually say the girls help us out thing out loud? Like in character?
Yeah, sure. I'd say.
Okay, then I will walk up and hold a dagger to his throat and go, talk.
Whoa, Dora.
All right. For the record, I'm just going to point this out. As you do that, the dock master, who is a different character, will start looking for the dock, guards.
Dora, we can't be doing this here. Look, mate, you better answer his questions. I can't hold her back. Dora, you
All right.
You
Would
might
one
wanna-
of you like to make an intimidation check?
might want to hop out of here, Dora.
All right, Eudora, you have advantage on your intimidation check
I do
from
have a knife.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I gave you a help action.
That's how that works.
Yeah, I mean, you asked me for help. I'm just gonna start hurting people. I mean, that's. Oh, it's charisma based. That sucks.
You have
Okay,
advantage.
never mind.
Roll again. You have advantage.
Advantage.
Oh, that's true. I do have advantage.
So do it again.
Let's see.
So you can do better than a 5. You can do it.
I will try. I don't have very much charisma.
7. That is slightly better. You
I'm
are
just
the
not
cutest
scary.
bunny.
Yeah.
Have I told you what a cute bunny you are, though?
You
You're so fluffy.
Apparently.
You better tell us
Apparently
what
my
you.
nose is so too cute and fluffy.
You
You
better.
walk up to him, and he's taller than you. And you're like, I'm going to kill you. And he's like,
He's
aw.
like, you better tell us what we want to know, mister.
Look at the cute little bunny.
Basically, what you're saying is Eudora is about as intimidating as Sarah is.
You'll be very,
That's
very
what I'm
mean.
saying. I'm saying you're adorable. And you're intimidating.
You adorable.
You're adorable. All right. So you feel like he didn't take you very seriously.
She'll just
Whatever.
look at Beetlejuice and go, "Want me to stab him?
Just leave our ship alone. We're
I'll
done.
stab him."
No.
Dora,
Fine. You guys never let me have any fun.
you
Walks
better
off in a huff.
you better
Alright.
hop away, Adora, and like. I do this.
She
Dora.
adorably hops away.
Hey,
Putting her
Eudora,
weapons
remind
away
me
and
later.
grumbling under her breath about how she never gets to do what she wants to on this ship.
She does that adorable, like, pouty girl thing, and like shakes her little butt as she walks away.
Just,
Remind me
just
later.
very
I'll teach you a
cutely
little
saying,
game called Mumbly Peg.
Never let me kill people when I want to.
literally, I was going to say exactly
No.
that. She's cutely saying, I never get to kill people. It's like I was about to say it, but I didn't interrupt Dell or Keith Dell. And then Sarah said the thing that I imagined her saying. Exactly that.
They never let me kill people when I want to. Just walks off grumbling under her breath.
All right. If y'all would like to reconnoiter and refigure what you're going to do about this encounter, I'll give you a moment. I really got to like go to the bathroom. I apologize. So I'll give you a moment while he talks to the dockmaster and you figure out what you want to do next.
We are really bad at this.
I lead the rest of the crew back to the ship.
I mean, I guess we're done questioning him, right? Like,
We're not getting anything out of him, and he's only talking to the single individual that is talking to him at any given time.
right. And he's just gonna lie.
Yeah, can't do much about that, so. I mean, unless you want to talk to him directly, I don't know, but
I can't do that. I'm wearing a tinfoil hat.
that's what you were telling me.
That's
But,
right.
You know, you can take it off.
No. Then he could read my mind. Yeah.
You know, I mean, I can read a pamphlet too, but it doesn't tell me much.
That's mean. That's hurtful. It really is.
Anyway,
So next time
Well-
we decide to question somebody, before we go question them, we should figure out what we want to say and how we deal with lies. 'Cause we made really terrible dice rolls.
well, I'm not exactly the best person for social interaction.
None of us are. None of us. We all have 0 charisma.
Yeah. I mean, we're pirates. Pirates are not exactly charismatic.
I have a 0. You have a 0. She has a 0. Tink, what's your charisma modifier? Brenna, what's Tink's charisma modifier? You have a +2?
So apparently she's the most charming of us.
She's the most charming of us.
I was on my spells page and had to tab over and go, wait, where is it again?
Should have let her do the intimidation.
Right?
I mean, my charisma mod is
I'll
+1.
fly up your nose
but-
and into your brain with my knife.
But nevertheless, people aren't what I'm good with.
My character is much better at like wanting to party and drink with people and just make
That
merry.
sounds
But
kind of charisma to me.
well, it's just having fun. It's not like I'm not convincing anybody of anything.
But if they like you when you do it, that's charisma.
That is charisma if they like you when you do it. But yeah, my character not great with charisma, but I have Eagle Splendor that makes up for it. That's what I do. I cast spells to make up for my badness. My intelligence is the worst. I have very bad intelligence. And then everything else
We
is
know.
yeah. I do have an okay wisdom.
I just wish that he'd been able to speak in a way that, or that he had chosen to speak in a way that everybody could hear the responses.
No, that's
I
not how they.
liked that it was only me that was hearing his responses.
That's not how these creatures work.
Yeah,
Live and
it
learn.
is. So that puts us at a distinct disadvantage, no matter where we question them.
Right.
Do they even have verbal capability?
They speak a weird language that's, I think it's called Qualish or something like that. That is very verbally and weird and not able to be spoken by humans.
So, right, we're basically back to square one unless we want to sneak onto their ship. In which case, I can sneak on board, but I'm not going to understand what I see.
None of us are going to understand what we see, really.
Just
Tink
some
might.
H.R. Geiger horror show is what you're going to see.
Tink might.
Maybe.
I
No,
mean-
the only one of us that would actually have any understanding of what they see would be Kihos.
Maybe.
Or Sano.
Mind
No,
you-
Sano was a captive of the Niyagi.
You know, you have a different H.R. Geiger horror show going on. But I'm going to say that H.R. Geiger was very influential into Spelljammer.
I will say that while I have a negative intelligence modifier, I am skilled in investigation. So I got that going for me. Well, we're out of ideas. We're just gonna like let the mind flayers come after us. Might
That's
as
how all good D&D games, D&D campaigns end is, never mind. Let's just let the mind flayers win.
well, I mean,
So
let them spring whatever the trap is they're gonna spring, and we'll just have to deal with it.
okay, so here's the thing. When we get back to the ship, I want to consult with Heskus and Nomus. Do we still have the electrified hull thing?
Yes, actually, she will confirm that with all the repairs done to the ship, that once the Spelljammer is improperly powered up, which she surprises you and says, yes, it has been properly powered up. Someone put energy into it and powered it up the other night. which was Tinker, but she didn't know that.
All right.
Once that was done, she indicates the two machines that she and Nomus plug into. Heska says that that does allow her to put up the shield that you are speaking of.
So my thought is, first off, we start sleeping on board again, since it'll save us hotel fees. We need to stock up on all, rations and drink and all the rest. So we'll be putting together a list while we are hiring on crew. We can use that as a defensive thing when we're not boarding or leaving the ship, so that anybody that's trying to come aboard without our say-so is in for a bit of a shock, literally. And we will, when we start interviewing crew, we'll do it not at the ship. We can either do it at the Beholder, or we can do it outside the ship or something, but set up a time specifically for doing that sort of thing. It's gonna take us a few more days regardless.
Are we gonna do a background check, or are we just gonna have them sign a contract that's if you thieve from us, we're gonna hunt you down and do terrible things to you? You signed the terrible things contract. Sorry, mate.
My background is mostly Navy, so.
Eskis will say that the previous captain used both methods.
Yeah, that's about right.
I mean, maybe we should make a charter. Couldn't hurt.
Probably. But do we want that charter to just be written by us? Or do we want to get a crew under us, work with them for a short bit, and then have them put some input into it? A charter is something that the entire crew does.
Sure, that sounds good.
Say again?
That sounds good. We'll have them under contract for a while, and then once we have a rapport with everybody and get to know them a bit better, we can do a little charter thing. And
the thing of it is a charter is something that a pirate crew does that allows every member the right to speak up in what's going on with the ship. If we are hiring crews and they are employees, then they wouldn't have any say in what is going on with in that regard. So a charter isn't the right idea there. Look at a merchant vessel for that, right?
All right.
So which model do we want? Do we want every crew member from the lowest swabby on up to have a say in what we're doing? Or do we want to have them as hirelings that collect a salary and share the spoils, but are otherwise just employees?
Right, I see.
As you ask this, as you're suggesting these options, Heskis will pipe up and say, there is a very I'm sorry, Howard is blanking, not the character. A very effective method that has been used in the past. You could use something like this. And then she goes over to the computer and she starts punching buttons and pulling levers, and a sheet prints out, and it is a contract, which is written in Common, which I believe everyone should be able to read. Hopefully you all read Common, which is quite clearly a very fiendish contract that could definitely bind people. However, you're not sure whether it could bind people like in any type of magical way. You're not sure, but the wording is amazing. As you're going over it, you're like, what the F? Why is this in here?
What is this device that that you used to produce this.
Yeah, what's a computer? What is this thing?
You say computer, I think of like a Babbage engine that can calculate numbers.
Yeah, like
yes, it can calculate numbers.
And that's the size of half the ship. A Babbage engine.
I do not know who Babbage is, but this computer can work. And she points at, it's not like small, it's pretty big, but it's the size of like maybe 2 like office desks, not necessarily like half the ship. And it is the one, like I said, that they had been plugged into this whole time. And she says, no, this is the ship that was always here. Or this is the computer that was always here.
It adds numbers.
It adds numbers, yes.
That's all that it can do, right?
No, it makes contracts, mate. It can write a book.
She looks like she's thinking for a moment.
What kind of infernal thinking device is this? Why have I never heard of one of these before? And where did you get it?
This was already on the ship. It is a processing machine. It processes in numbers, yes.
I leave the ship.
Okay.
It's been here since time immemorial. Where did Dell go? What's wrong with Dell? Is he phobic against numbers?
Numbers are used to describe everything, says Hesketh.
No, you can't describe everything with numbers, mate. That's just wishful thinking.
No. Every single color can be described as a number, and she points to something that looks as close to white as you can imagine. She says 00001.
Tinker agrees and backs it up with other things.
You can't give a number to the love in my heart or the songs that I sing.
I do not know the magnanimity of the love in your heart, but if I did, I could describe them with numbers.
Actually, you can, because music is very closely entwined with mathematics because of rhythm and count and all of that. And the love in your
You're just
heart
making stuff up now, mate.
could be measured.
You're telling me that these bards out here singing about fucking daffodils and the like, they are like mathematicians. That they're like wizards and
math.
Stuff.
And if you can measure the chemicals in your body that produce the euphoria of
I don't have any chemicals in my body. I got blood and muscle. That's what I've got in my body. I don't know what kind of things you think are in my body.
What do you think those are made of?
They're made of meat. They're made of pure adrenaline. They're made of elf.
Adrenaline is a chemical.
No, it's not, mate. It's me. I'm not a chemical. I have no idea what you're talking about. Don't
No
call
idea
me a
what you're
chemical
talking about,
again.
me
You're a
too.
chemical. And I'm going after Dell. I storm out.
Tinker looks around and goes, "What did I say?"
Hesketh gives you like the encouraging, like she doesn't understand either. You're clearly in the right motions.
Let me tell you
Me
something.
and the robot
Let me-
understand each other.
Let me tell you something. If I came from monkeys, why are there still monkeys?
Tinker turns around, shakes her head, and says, "I think I need chemicals in my body after that conversation."
For what it's worth, I'm heading to the Great Market.
All right.
I'm gonna go with you because you at least make more sense most of the time.
Okay, so to be clear, Dell, Tinker, and Beetlejuice have left the building. That leaves us with Eudora. Hey, Eudora.
Yes.
What you doing? You hang out with these creepy robots that tell you what the machines say?
I don't know. Do they have anything useful to tell me?
Only if you ask them a question.
They told you what number white is. Is that useful?
Well, it's slightly off white. It was 01. There's a 1 at the end.
I'm gonna tell them to see if they can dig up any info on the Elithids.
Very well. And they start looking up info on the Elithids, and after a couple moments of processing, you as they lock in and they start pulling levers and stuff, and they also as you're paying attention, you see an energy transference going back and forth between them and the machines. At which point Hesketh, who has always been the more verbal of the two, of her and Nomus, Hesketh will then turn to you and say, I have a list of a very long list of facts about the Elithid race. Would you like the entire list, or would you only like specific things?
I'd like anything that might be relevant to why they've been spying on us.
Very well. Allow me to cross-reference. And she turns back, and then as she does, Nomus will follow her lead and begin turning back, and they begin re-looking at it. Sure, as they are taking the new information of what they know about Elithids and then what they know about you as to why they might be looking at you.
That's a good plan.
Well, that's what you asked for. So you're complimenting yourself. And then finally, after a couple minutes of just this constant them staring at the machine, occasionally pushing buttons, and this weird energy flow going between them and the machine, they stop, and then Hesketh will turn back and look at you. And she says, "These are the following reasons I can imagine that an Elithid would be interested in the crew of the Melina." Or did you mean you specifically, Eudora?
No, the Melina.
She waits, she pauses for a moment. And then she says, "Only as the Melina." Verified. Very well. Then as the crew of the Melina, you are both, you and Elithids are creatures that travel through the means of spell jamming, and therefore they may want the resources of your ship. All that seems unlikely, as the Nautiloid is a superior ship to the Melina.
Is there anything we have that they don't, that they might want? Or anything they could use that we have?
They may want your brains. The brains of the crew of the Melina are desirable, as all of you seem to be forward-thinking and good at accomplishing tasks. You might be good at either being eaten. I don't think eaten's the right word. You might be flavorful, or you might be good at becoming new Elithids. Beyond that, the cargo you have carried in the past might be of interest to them. Beyond that, the experiences of the crew of the Melina might add to the overall knowledge of the Elithids, as all that one Elithid knows, once added to the brain pools, she begins to describe this pool with this giant brain in it that feeds these tadpole-like creatures. And then you start to understand that from her description that these tadpoles, when they create new Elithids, the Elithids have the knowledge of the previous of the brain that the brain had. You're not real sure what all is being described here, because the words that Hesketh has are not appropriate to the actual lore of the Illithids. So she's giving you the best like description she can give you of it. But something about a brain pool, tadpoles, new Illithids, the more they know, the more powerful they will be with the next generation of them.
So are we typical of what they would want to add?
You might gather from that it has something to do with adventurers from that last bit. Sure. Adventurers do seem to know more than the average person because they go outside of their own. I mean, if you were born in blah village, but you then left and went and did cool stuff and learned things, you would know more than, yeah.
I'm
So
going to go
find adventurer brains, but there might be something else in the other stuff she said.
I'm going to go look for Beetlejuice.
Okay. You know what direction you walked out of. All right. I believe that's everyone has left the room except Kihos, Sanos, and the two autonomes. So they're gonna play poker while y'all are gone.
By the way, just so you know, black is actually hashtag 00000. White is hashtag FFFFFFFFF.
Wow, thank you for your actually, and I will tuck that right into my butt cheeks because I do not care.
You Those are the hexadecimal codes for for colors.
Mm-hmm. But you got what I was like leaning into for the means of the story, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm being weirdly pedantic.
The story when I leaned into it, I hope it worked well, and I apologize. So I don't know absolutely everything offhand without looking it all up.
No, dude, it's a fantasy game. They can make up whatever standards they want. I was making a hexadecimal joke.
Oh, I thought you were just correcting me.
No, I wasn't. Like, not in the least. I was making a hexadecimal joke.
Like, honestly, I was aiming for that, but I didn't want to look it up to see which one was zeros and which one was F's because I couldn't remember offhand.
Oh, you were going for hexadecimal. Okay. That's why
I was, and I couldn't remember it offhand.
Yeah, so the zeros are black, whites are all as FFFFFF. But yeah, I got what you were laying.
And now we all know. Thank you so much. So what would be the slightly off white then if it's all F's?
I don't know. FFFFF1.
Would it be FFFFG?
No, there's no G's.
Probably no. It would be E. There'd be an E or E in there.
Okay, because that was my point. Was they did all zeros and a one because the idea that you'd have a pure white they could obviously point at would be weird.
It could be
so I was like, well, there'll be one that's one off.
Yeah, it could be all F's and a 0 or all F's and a 1.
But apparently it's neither of those. It's an E, dude. God,
E would be only a single step darker.
Maybe.
So it would be just you wouldn't notice the difference by the naked eye.
All right. So canonically she actually said all F's and an E. Moving forward, what y'all doing as Eudora is running up to see what y'all are doing?
I was headed to the Great Market. I'm going to want to start some shopping.
All right. Beetlejuice, do you have anything to add to that you're doing, or before I start running a shopping scene?
No, you can make them shop. I'll be like, I'll just be coming back to the ship. I don't know where I don't know where Dell went. Like, I don't care.
You just bring around, Dell.
They're being mean to me.
Dell's like, I'd like to buy this. Oh my God, it's that guy.
No, Tinker and Dell can hang out together for this thing, and they can do what they want.
Okay.
I mean, mostly this is me starting to arrange like for the food and such that I figure we're going to need. So
are you looking for anything that is outside of the basic stuff that's in the player's handbook for like food, equipment?
No. Okay. Not really, no. I want to stock us up for several months worth of food for a crew of 20 people.
All right. Well, then if you have the gold for it, feel free to spend it.
All right, I'll have to look that up after.
Good to go.
'Cause
You
I don't
find
have
a
hard copy
vendor.
book
He is
immediately
willing
handy.
to sell at those prices that are listed.
Okay.
We can skip unnecessary shopping scenes for
This
common
isn't one that
items.
really needs to be role played out too much.
You're not looking for the wand of wonders over here. You're looking
No.
for standard rations.
I'm looking for enough food, water, and rum to do for like a 3-month trip or something.
Good to go.
So,
Although if you want a wand
I'll
of
look
wonders,
that up.
let me know, because wand of wonders is one of my favorite items that ever existed. Mostly because it's the most useless, stupid thing that ever existed. No, I can't be the only one of that opinion.
yeah, I see the appeal, but it was never as much of an appeal to me. Didn't fit my playstyle.
You know what? It works really well when you have a dungeon master who doesn't know what he's doing. That he gives you a wand of wonders. Just keep throwing it until something happens that he doesn't know what to do, and then sure, why not? You solve the problem.
Just always give it to a kid who can never think of a solution to a problem and just keeps using the wand of wonders on everything.
Without using last names, there was a dude named Mike who gave me a wand of wonders and then attacked me with a Tarask, and I did beat it in the 4th round after it ate my cloud of butterflies and got enlarged and then shrank back to the size it was before it was enlarged. The 4th thing worked, and it shouldn't have. When I later, as I got older, went and read what a Tarask does and went, oh, it can reflect spells. None of that should have worked. Oh well, whatever. I'm not gonna call it Mike by his last name. I'm just saying, Mike, read the thing that says that your monsters can do.
I don't know. A Tarask does so many things that it's just so easy to forget one of them.
Well, the Tarask was supposed to be the world-ending Gaiju of doom.
Yeah.
It's to be defeated by the wand of dumbness. Which I only used because I knew there was nothing I could use on my own character sheet that could have stopped it. So I could have been like, well, I'll try this stupid wand. What's that do?
That's what the Wand of Wonders is for. When you can't think of anything, you just pull it out and you just start doing stuff with it.
Giving it around.
Yep.
Yeah, I've known a couple guys that do that.
Hey, I flick my wand at all kinds of things. What are we talking about again? That's how I meet girls.
How well has that been working for you?
Not the best.
Right.
All right, Adora, you come and find me, right? That was the plan?
Yes.
That's what I heard.
Beetlejuice.
All right, what's going on, Adora?
Well, I asked them I asked our robot friends to find some information on the Illithids and why they might wanna be spying on us or come after us. And
Right.
they told me that apparently they collect adventurers from off-world to either eat their brains or turn them into Illithids because they can somehow steal your memories and it makes them smarter.
Interesting. Why would they want our memories?
Because we've seen and done a lot of stuff they haven't, apparently. So it could be that, or it could be we have some kind of that they're just wanting to steal some of our technology, maybe. But the brains thing seems more likely to me because, our ship is crap compared to theirs.
So you don't think they want our ship or anything on their ship. You think that they're scouting out our ship because they want us.
Maybe.
Remember, one of our first missions with Dell and Tink, and there were all those frogmen, and then there was the frog mind flayer.
Sure.
Right. Why do they want us? What did we see? Because are they looking for their old frog mind flayer friend?
I mean, I don't know what they want. It's
We
just
could
a
just
guess.
we could just tell them our stuff. We could.
Don't think it works like that. Especially if they're hunting us because they want to eat our brains. We can't,
Well, what are we gonna do about this? Are we gonna? I don't know. Like, I'm still not sure of what we can do, other than let them spring the trap on us and then, fight our way through it.
I guess I can go back and research how to kill these things. Like what their weaknesses and vulnerabilities might be.
Oh, we already got that from Luigi. Luigi knows a lot about, getting rid of these mind flayer guys.
Well, I mean, then we know what we have to do, right?
Right.
If they come after us.
If they come after us. In fact, we have advantage on attacking their ship or something, right? You said?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're good there if that happens. Well, not good, but I mean.
Well, Tinker has advantage if she's involved in your plot. Yes.
Yes. So we have some information. The thing is like, optimally, we don't want that to happen, but we're not sure.
However, if you blow up a nautiloid within the dock of the Rock of Brawl, you would, however, be banned from the Rock of Brawl, knowing that if you showed up, you would be attacked by a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, that would suck.
But yeah, whatever, like, I'm assuming that as soon as we leave dock, they're going to chase after us, and then we're going to have some weird space battle, and that's the plan, though I could be wrong. Like, I don't know what the plan is. I have no idea. Maybe they're, wanting to throw a surprise party for us, and
seems doubtful.
It does seem doubtful. But I mean,
Switties are so like friendly though. I don't know what you mean.
But yeah, like it seems like our only plan is to just let them do the thing and then stop them after the fact. Which sucks. It's a bad plan.
Well, we'll have to keep working on it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to say either.
If you don't know what they're after.
I don't know what to say either. I'll tell you what though. What do you think about this hiring situation? Are we like pirates or are we like a corporation?
A corporation? You can't be serious.
I mean, that's what contracts are and like payment, and we're incorporated.
I mean, we'll pick up some mates. We'll get some work done. Maybe get some treasure,
We're Beetlejuice, Adora, Tinker, and Starwind Incorporated.
To be clear,
I don't know, man.
When we were on the Weird Hammer, we were hired hands.
We were hired hands.
We did not. We weren't part of a charter.
Yep, we were hired hands.
Don't see a problem with just hiring on some help.
We're a corporate. Well, I mean, then we're a business, right?
I don't know if I'd go that far, but we give them a fair day's pay for a fair day's work. What's the big deal?
I'm just making it clear that that's what we are. We're a business then. We're here to make money and to pay our employees.
Not pirates, privateers.
Privateers.
Slightly more legal.
Right? Yes. That does seem to be this distinction, doesn't it? We are officially now privateers now that we have a patron, right?
I mean, I'm not gonna paint. I'm not gonna to paint over what we're doing. I'm making it very clear. If we want to be a business people, that's what we are. Then we go out.
Sure, why not?
Okay, just making sure.
I don't know, Beetlejuice. Sometimes I think you think too much. I want to go shoot something.
I get that. I want to get out of here too. I want to get out of here and shoot some things as well. And I'm sure this
Shoot
nautiloid
something, stab something.
is gonna
I'll go stab one of those lithids if you let me. I don't care. I'm not afraid of them.
You know, I wanted to, but we would be like, you'd be in a jail cell and we'd have to spend some money to get you out of there and all that nonsense. And maybe once you're in the jail cell, they'll find out that you're wanted and then we have to rescue you from like an evil wizard. All that stuff.
Yeah, that would be bad. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
But they come after us. I can stab them as much as I want, right?
Yes. Defend yourself. That's
right.
So, yeah,
let them show their slimy little tentacles around here. I'll chop them all off.
I guess we'll just finish our shopping, get our new crew, have them sign the contract, and then shove off. Get our job to our next job and shove off. And that's it. And once we get our new job, we're on our way to stabbing some blokes.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Let's get back to the ship. No more talk about people being numbers.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Unless those people have to be like super, super light colored, and we should just be all Fs, or super dark colored, and they'd be all zeros. But otherwise, not numbers at all, because I don't know the other numbers. I've been learning this game.
Look,
has everyone else been watching, been learning? The more you know.
This machine that spits out numbers is obviously magic. That's why they call it hexadecimal.
It's hexadecimal, named after Heskus. I'm just saying.
It's hexadecimal, as in like witchcraft. Hex.
So, y'all get back to the machine. Or the machine. The
machine.
The ship, which has machines in it. Everybody coming back? Dell, nope. Is there anything you need to accomplish that you want me to run for you?
Nope. I'm going to start. I'll set up some pickups with some of the merchants. Then I'm going to go back to where Sanos was staying, and I'm going to rent that room out for the night.
Okay, all good then. Sanos is happy to come on back to the ship. Tinker, you coming back to the ship?
I'm not going back to the ship anytime soon.
You're not?
No, I am not.
In that case, I'm sticking with him because I don't want to leave him alone.
Okay, good to know. Party is split. Where is Dell and Tinker going?
The room or whatever that we had rented for Sanos.
So y'all are going there.
Yes.
You want Sanos with you because he'll go with you.
No, he can stay with the ship if he wants. It's up to him, but I'm going to use that room.
I will say this. Sanos is happy to go with whichever group of the two groups that appear to be forming goes. So who would like Sanos with them? Beetlejuice, Eudora, or Dell and Tinker? Pick one. Whoever says it first.
If you ask me, Dell can have Sanos because we have some auto gnomes and the ghost of Kios.
The ghost of I'm not dead yet. I feel happy.
I feel fine.
No, you're not. You'll be stone dead in a moment. All right, so
I'm getting better.
All right, so it looks like Sanos is being sent with, unless you reject him, Dell and Tinker. Y'all go with that?
Yep.
Okie doke. Just helps me to know where my peeps are when I play my in peeps. The rest of my in peeps, being the two auto gnomes, are staying with this ship. All right. Dell and Tinker, you were at Sanos's basically the hotel room, the inn room that you have rented not indefinitely, but for like the week for Sanos. Is there anything you wish to accomplish? Anything you'd like to talk about right here while it's just the three of you?
I'm going to. I need a drink. I need several drinks.
Oh, hey, yeah, the guy downstairs, he can like, the bartenders like can hook us up with all kinds of stuff. He has some of the best elven stuff, which I imagine you'd appreciate. I'm gonna get it.
I want thick, dark, heady dwarven ale.
That's not what I expected you to say, but you know what? I'm being racist. My bad. I'll go get you what you want, man. We're good to go. Jake, anything for you?
Sure, whatever.
All right. He has a thing. It's a weird, like elven word. I think it's called Zima. That sound right? Yeah, I'll hook you up. All right, I'm gonna get it. And he runs off and gets you all some drinks.
The worst drinks you could get, a Zima.
You know what? I feel like a carbonated Sprite-like alcohol works for fairy creatures. I could be wrong, but
do they even make Zima anymore? Didn't they stop making it?
Yeah, because it was terrible. It was
Everybody
gross.
was buying it.
I'll have you know, sir, when I was very young and not quite old enough to be buying alcohol, that stuff was amazing, and I don't know why people are giving me it, but I drank it.
I mean, Smirnoff's not that different.
It's really not.
They filtered out all of
the Zima was carbonated.
Yeah. Well, they filtered out all of the color, and all of the flavor came out with that too.
Dude, that was some alcoholic Sprite, and I liked it. I'm just saying that I was 18 once.
Very long time ago.
And illegally drinking alcohol because I knew people that hung out at my brother's comic book store.
Look,
enough about me and how old I am.
Look, it's like I say this.
It's not illegal in about half of Canada.
Yeah.
It's illegal in America, just say, or
I know.
United States of America.
This is what I always say. When you turn 21, it's not that no one gets their first drink when they're 21. But now you have to buy your own drinks. That's what's different. It's not like you started drinking.
You're 100% right there.
You get
Because
to use your own ID.
That's not how it works legally, though. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, I know what the law is, but the reality is, like, you don't start drinking at 21. You start paying for your drinks at 21.
Yeah, well, but she actually goes what Sarah said. Because she's like, that's how it works. Well, it is though, because of the law. I cannot buy myself a drink until I'm 21. But dumb butts can give me a Zima when I'm 18 because that was a thing that existed back in the days of yore.
I'm just saying it's still illegal. They can, but it's still illegal.
feel like the word now for Zima is White Claw.
But Zima is beer. White Claw is not beer. So
is it? I haven't had one. I haven't looked.
They're
White
delicious.
Claw's a hard seltzer.
Yep.
Was Zima really not a hard? I feel like Zima was kind of the same thing.
No, it's not. It was actually beer.
Was it?
Yes.
I mean, it was like a malt beverage, like Smirnoff.
Yeah.
So anyway,
it doesn't actually matter. It doesn't.
It does not.
This was, how many decades ago?
Shut up, Owen.
What? I admitted I'm old too.
You weren't drinking Zimas.
I was so.
So Dell is getting very drunk as he contemplates the idea that the Melina has a brain the way that a nautiloid has a brain.
That's a possibility. Because it does have some sort of a computer thing, whatever that means. It thinks. It has machines that think and they talk to your autonomes. That is a thing to know. Mm-hmm. And Tinker and Eudora are there for that.
Yeah, but Dell has a problem with it.
Been pretty handy so far.
He needs to talk it
it's
through
like
with
Google.
Tinker. Guys, stop interrupting the scene. This scene needs to happen.
This is not something that I've ever heard of, that I have ever seen anywhere. Autonomes exist because somehow, but anything else resembling this thing they call a computer, this is not a device that I've ever encountered before or that heard wind of or anything. And now I'm wondering seriously how it's tying into this portal to the Shadow Realm and just how infernal this ship actually is. I have a lot of thinking to do before I return to that to the decks of that ship.
Figured you have anything to add to that, or? All right. I can do a scene fade back over to the others if y'all are good. All right. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was Eudora in the scene with Dell and Tinker, or was she in the scene with
Beetlejuice.
Okay, then my bad. I think I said otherwise in the last moment there. But all right, so Eudora is still with Beetlejuice. Y'all are together. What are y'all up to?
I'm printing 15 contracts.
Well, you have been shown that the computer, this computer thing can print. So if you ask, Nomus and Hesketh are happy to print out whatever you'd like them to print for you.
Yes, 15 contracts.
You don't know how to use the computer. It doesn't have like a keyboard, a standard keyboard like you and I would understand. There's no words on it, no letters, no nothing.
This is an autonome thing. This is like,
but autonomes are happily able to print out whatever the heck you ask them to make them to make. So sure.
Excellent. And
whatever wording you ask for, they do put in there. Would you like to read over the contracts when they print them?
No, they gave me a contract. I trust them, and they just print out 15 of what they gave me.
Awesome. They give you 15 contracts.
Excellent.
Good to go.
Great. I got the 15 contracts, and now we can sign them all up.
Excellent. Done. They happily do it for you. No, there's no pushback, no nothing. They happily produce for you exactly what you asked for.
Excellent. I think everything's above board. They think everything's above board. Everybody thinks everything's great. We're good.
Life is great. All is good. All worship that. Wait, no, all is good. You have your 15 contracts as requested. You can take him to Giant Lodestar at any time to go get him to sign up 15 random AOs to come work on your ship.
We will meet him tomorrow at noon, and that's it for this day, I think.
All right. That said, it's 11:53, which is 7 minutes to the end time. In my time zone, I don't know what y'all's time zones are offhand, but I'm sure I can look them up and I don't care. So with that, you have your pile of contracts ready to go to sign up new members to the crew of the Melina. Everything looks like it's good to go. Meanwhile, we have Dell and Tinker sitting around mulling over how random and weird it is that this machine exists they don't understand. And Kios is getting stupid drunk, hanging out with Sanos, and all is good in the world. I see nothing bad happening for the crew of the Melina going forward. And yet I'm sure something will, because it's Dungeons and Dragons. That's how it goes. And also Spelljammer, blah, 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 blah. If you watch this far, please click the bell thing so you can know next time when it happens. Click the like button because it helps Corey, I think. And the subscribe button because that helps so that stuff. I don't know, YouTube. You know what to do. You've watched YouTube before.
Well,
thank you very much. And that. Good night, all.
Good night.